Human reaction time to a visual stimulus is about 250 milliseconds. That's roughly a quarter of a second between seeing a punch and blocking it. But what if you couldn't see at all? What if 3 attackers came at you from different directions in total silence? Science says you'd be helpless. Bruce Lee proved science wrong. Oakland, 1969. Blindfolded. 3 black belts. 15 seconds. 0 punches landed. And a lesson about human potential that neuroscientists still study today. But let's rewind. Oakland, California, June 1969. Saturday afternoon, 2:00 p.m., the Jun Fan Gung Fu Institute sits on the second floor of a brick building on Broadway Street in Chinatown. Wooden stairs creak underfoot. The smell of 5-spice powder from the restaurant below mixes with the medicinal scent of herbs from the shop next door. Inside, the training space is functional and simple. A hardwood floor worn smooth from thousands of hours of footwork. White walls. 4 large windows letting in warm California sunlight. Wooden dummies line one wall. Heavy bags hang on another. One wall is fully covered with mirrors. The floor space is open 30 by 40 feet. Bruce Lee stands near the center. Age 28, 5'7", 140 pounds, peak physical condition. Black training pants, white t-shirt. Barefoot, always barefoot when training. 12 students watch as he demonstrates Kai Sao sticky hands, a Wing Chun sensitivity drill where 2 practitioners maintain forearm contact. They feel each other's energy and intention through touch, not sight. Bruce demonstrates with Dan and Asanto. Their forearms connect with light contact. Bruce closes his eyes. Feel, don't see, he tells the class. Dan shifts his weight slightly to the left. Bruce's arm adjusts instantly. Dan attempts a punch. Bruce intercepts it before the punch fully forms. Not because he saw it, because he felt the pressure change, the shift in energy, the intention before the motion. 3 visitors stand near the back of the room. Kenneth Chung, Michael Wong, David Chen, all Chinese-American, late 20s to early 30s, all legitimate black belts. Kenneth 6th degree Shin Ryu Karate, 15 years of training, regional tournament champion. Michael 5th degree Tang Soo Do, Korean martial arts, 12 years of training. David 6th degree Shotokan Karate, traditional Japanese style, 17 years of training. They came specifically to see this young instructor, the one challenging traditional martial arts, mixing Wing Chun with boxing, fencing, and wrestling, questioning classical forms. They've been watching for 30 minutes. To them, this Kai training looks soft, not practical. How could feeling someone's arm help in a real fight? Bruce finishes demonstrating with Dan and turns to the class. Kai Sao teaches you to listen with your body, not your eyes. In a real fight, by the time you see the punch, it's already too late. Your eyes send signals to your brain. Your brain processes the information. Then it sends signals to your muscles. That entire chain takes time. But if you feel the attack forming, the shift in balance, the change in pressure, you can react before the attack fully develops. Kenneth raises his hand. Sifu Lee, this sensitivity training requires contact, right? Touching the opponent to feel their intention. Initially, yes, Bruce says. But with advanced training, awareness develops beyond touch. You begin reading micro-movements, eyes, breathing, posture, energy. Michael speaks up. That sounds mystical, not scientific. Bruce smiles slightly. It's very scientific. Your brain processes visual information at around 250 milliseconds, tactile information at roughly 150 milliseconds. Your body can react before your conscious mind even registers the threat, David asks. But in a real fight, you won't be touching your opponent before they attack. How does this help? Good question, Bruce says. Kai Sao develops neural pathways. Once established, they work without direct contact. Your body learns to read subtle cues, muscle tension before a punch, weight shifts before a kick. Kenneth exchanges glances with Michael and David. They're still not convinced. Respect, Kenneth says. That sounds theoretical. How do you prove it works? Bruce looks at the 3 men. He's heard this challenge before. Would you like a demonstration? Kenneth straightens. What kind? 3-on-1, Bruce says calmly. You 3 attack me at the same time from different angles. The room goes quiet. 3-on-1, Michael says. That's not fair to you. Bruce smiles. I'll be blindfolded. Silence. I'll wear a blindfold thick enough that I can't see anything. Bruce continues. You position yourselves however you like, different angles. When you're ready, attack together or separately. No warning, no sound. Kenneth looks at Michael. Michael looks at David. This is either incredible confidence or incredible foolishness. We attack for real, Kenneth says, full speed. Yes, Bruce replies, don't hold back, and if we get hurt, you won't. The certainty in his voice is unsettling. Bruce turns to Dan. Danny, get the blindfold from my office. Dan returns with a thick black cotton cloth, completely opaque. Bruce folds it, making it even thicker, then ties it around his head. It covers his eyes completely, knotted tight at the back. Bruce stands blindfolded, hands relaxed at his sides, breathing normal. Position yourselves wherever you want, Bruce says. When you're ready, attack. I won't move until you commit. The 3 black belts spread out. Kenneth front left, 8 feet away. Michael right side, 6 feet away. David circling behind, 7 feet away. Bruce is surrounded, a triangle formation. He can't see any of them. He stands perfectly still, breathing. Calm. Kenneth catches Michael's eye and nods. They'll attack together. Kenneth commits first, steps forward. A silent straight punch to Bruce's solar plexus. Real speed. Michael attacks simultaneously from the right. A sharp front kick toward the ribs. David moves from behind, reaching to grab Bruce's shoulders. 3 attackers, 3 techniques, 3 angles. Bruce moves, seconds 1 through 5. His body shifts 6 inches to the left. Kenneth's punch passes through empty space. Bruce's right hand sweeps downward. A palm deflection contacts Michael's kicking leg mid-extension. The kick is redirected, misses by 3 inches. Kenneth throws a second punch. Bruce's left hand touches Kenneth's wrist. Light contact, just enough. Bruce feels Kenneth's intention. Michael attempts a roundhouse kick. Bruce intercepts it, traps the leg. Wraps his fingers around Michael's ankle. Michael's balance is compromised. David reaches from behind. Bruce suddenly drops into a lower stance. David's hands grab empty air above Bruce's head. Seconds 6 through 10. Bruce sweeps his right leg backward. He doesn't look, he can't see, but his foot finds David's ankle, hooks it, pulls. David's base collapses. He stumbles backward, drops hard onto the floor. Kenneth hesitates. Bruce feels the hesitation. Bruce releases Michael's ankle. Steps into Kenneth's space. Taps Kenneth's wrist and elbow. Pressure points. Kenneth's arm hyperextends involuntarily. Bruce follows with a palm strike to Kenneth's shoulder, a push. Kenneth stumbles backward, his back hits the mirrored wall. Michael throws a desperate punch, a wild right cross. Bruce's left hand catches Michael's wrist mid-strike. He pulls, uses Michael's momentum, guides him past. Bruce's right leg sweeps Michael's rear leg. Michael falls forward, catches himself on his hands. Seconds 11 through 15. David rushes from behind, a bear hug attempt. Bruce hears the rush of air, feels vibration through the floor. He bends forward, David's arms close around empty space. His momentum carries him over Bruce's bent back. Bruce stands suddenly, lifts. David flips over Bruce's back, a controlled throw. David lands on his back. Bruce kneels beside him, one knee on his chest, one hand controlling the wrist, the other hovering near the throat. 15 seconds. Kenneth is against the wall, breathing hard. Michael is on his hands and knees. David lies on his back with Bruce over him. Bruce hasn't taken a single hit, completely blindfolded. The 12 students are frozen, mouths open. Bruce releases David, stands up, unties the blindfold, removes it. His eyes are slightly red from pressure, otherwise completely calm. He offers his hand to David. David takes it. Bruce pulls him up. The 3 black belts stand silently, processing what just happened. Kenneth finally says quietly, "Oh." Bruce walks to a water bottle, drinks, turns back to face them. "You want the technical answer or the practical one?" "Both," David says. Bruce nods. "Technical first. I trained Kai Sao for 12 years with IP Man in Hong Kong. 6 hours a day. My nervous system processes tactile information faster than visual input. When you attacked, I felt air displacement from your movement. Vibrations through the floor from footsteps. Changes in air pressure as you closed distance. My body reacted to those sensations before conscious thought." He pauses. "Practical answer. You attacked how you were trained. Kenneth, your karate chambers punches. You pull back before extending. That creates a shift in center of gravity I felt through the floor. Michael, your kicks telegraph, your hips rotate before the leg extends. David, when you rushed, you inhaled sharply. That sound, combined with the air rush, told me exactly where you were. The three men remained silent. You fought using vision, Bruce continues. When I removed mine, I wasn't handicapped, I was freed. I responded to sensation, touch, sound, vibration, air pressure, all faster than eyesight. Michael asks quietly, can this be taught? Yes, Bruce says. That's why I teach kaisao, but it requires thousands of hours. Most martial artists want strikes, kicks, throws, the flashy stuff. Sensitivity training is boring, two people with arms touching. Feeling subtle pressure changes, it doesn't look impressive. He gestures to the room, but this is the result. Kenneth speaks slowly. I've trained for 15 years, I thought I understood fighting, but what you just did, you understand forms, technique, and power, Bruce says gently, but fighting is about processing information, especially against multiple opponents. In chaos, vision isn't enough. It's too slow, too limited. You can only look in one direction at a time. I was attacked from 3 directions. If I relied on vision, I would have been overwhelmed. David asks, will you teach us? Bruce considers. Are you willing to unlearn what you know, to start again as beginners, to spend months on drills that seem pointless? Yes, Kenneth says. Yes, Michael nods. Whatever it takes, David adds. Bruce smiles. Stay for the rest of class. We're doing kaisao for the next hour. Partnered work, repetitive, frustrating. You won't be good immediately. But if you're patient, your body will eventually learn what your mind can't teach. 6 months later, Kenneth, Michael, and David become regular students, training 3 times a week. Hours of kaisao, their sensitivity develops. They begin feeling attacks before seeing them. Later, all 3 open their own schools, blending their traditional backgrounds with Bruce's innovations, honoring tradition while evolving beyond it. After Bruce's death in 1973, they attend his funeral. They carry a banner. The best teacher shows you what you cannot see. Kenneth gives a memorial speech. He tells the blindfold story. He explains how Bruce proved human potential goes beyond what science once believed. He ends with this. Bruce taught me that vision is a crutch. We rely on our eyes because we haven't trained our other senses. Blind people navigate using sound, touch, and awareness. Bruce wasn't superhuman. He simply trained the senses we ignore. That day in 1969, I attacked a blindfolded man and couldn't touch him. I learned more in 15 seconds than in 15 years of traditional training. I learned that what we think is impossible is often just untrained. 50 years later, neuroscience caught up. Studies show elite athletes process tactile information faster than visual input. Studies on blind fighters show enhanced spatial awareness through sound and air pressure. Research confirms the nervous system responds to touch in about 150 milliseconds. Visual processing takes 250 milliseconds or more. Science proved what Bruce knew in 1969. Vision is our slowest sense. If you train faster senses, touch, sound, proprioception, you can perform feats that appear impossible to those who trust only their eyes. The blindfold demonstration wasn't magic. It wasn't mysticism. It wasn't luck. It was 12 years of sensitivity training manifesting as extraordinary awareness. It was proof that the limits we accept are often just limits of our training. So here's the question. What senses are you ignoring? What abilities are you leaving untrained? What potential is dormant because you only trust what you can see? Because 250 milliseconds is an eternity in a fight, and vision is the slowest sense. But if you train deeper, if you develop awareness beyond sight, you may discover you're capable of things that currently seem impossible. That's not mysticism. That's neuroscience. That's what Bruce Lee proved in 15 seconds with 3 black belts and a blindfold. The limits you accept aren't real. They're just untrained.